Arrival on the Deathworld. In the heart of the galaxy, inside a massive space station shaped like a glowing starfish, the Galactic Council was in chaos. Voices echoed across the chamber. Alien leaders from 100 different planets shouted, whispered, and clicked in fear. A tall insect-like alien, General Threx of the Varnak Empire, slammed his claw on the table. This planet must be avoided at all costs. It is unstable, violent, and full of monsters. He pushed a glowing hologram into the air. It showed a green and blue planet with one word in red. Deathworld 9. A squid-shaped diplomat, School of the Deep Rings, shivered. We sent scouts, they didn't return. Another alien, small and furry with glowing eyes, looked confused. But the creatures there, they seem intelligent? Threx leaned in. Yes, that's the most dangerous part. They call themselves humans. Silence filled the chamber. Even the air seemed to freeze. A robotic voice spoke from the center. For the record, Earth, local name, is classified as a Class 12 hazard world, the highest known. Another hologram appeared. Gravity, heavy climate, unstable wildlife, aggressive diseases, many volcanoes, earthquakes, tornadoes. Check, check, check. One alien whispered, and they live there, willingly. Cut to, somewhere above Earth. A small alien scout ship hovered in orbit. Inside, 3 nervous alien explorers stared down at the swirling blue planet. Commander Vok hissed, pressing his translator button. Prepare for descent. May our ancestors forgive us. As the ship entered Earth's atmosphere, it shook violently. Lightning flashed outside. One alien screamed, "The sky is attacking us!" The ship landed in a snowy forest. The team put on heavy armor, sealed helmets, and scanned for threats. Stay close. This world eats fools, Vok muttered. They stepped. Outside, it was cold. Too cold. Snowflakes danced in the air. Suddenly, movement. The aliens raised their weapons, ready to fight. Out of the trees came a human, an old woman, wearing jogging clothes, with music playing in her ears, and a steaming cup of tea in her hand. She looked at the aliens, smiled, and waved. "Good morning," she said cheerfully. The aliens froze. "It's communicating," gasped one. The old lady jogged past them like it was just another day. The alien stood confused. Was that an elder? Alone? In this temperature? No armor, no fear, just tea. They moved on, deeper into the forest. One of the aliens stepped in something brown. "Organic waste detected," said the scanner. "Species, canine, large." Seconds later, loud barking echoed. A massive dog ran toward them. The aliens screamed and ran in every direction. From a cabin nearby, a man shouted, "Rocky, come back here!" The dog stopped and wagged its tail. The human man appeared wearing shorts. In the snow. "Hey, you! Folks lost?" he called out. The aliens couldn't understand. They only heard, "Friendly threat detected. Smiling predator approaching." They retreated quickly. Back in the ship, their report was chaotic. They walk on ice, they sweat and fire, they laugh while being chased. And their elders outrun us. Vok played back a recording, the old woman's smile. They smiled. Why do they smile? They sent a message back to the council. Mission compromised, locals appear peaceful in it, but they have no fear. This world should be avoided. The humans are too strange and too strong. Transmission ended, but they didn't notice the human, satellite nearby, silently recording everything. Back at the Galactic Council, the message was played in full. The aliens looked at each other in silence. Then School said softly, "We fear them, but they don't even notice us." The council leader stood. "We call it a death world, but they call it home." Everyone knew. Something was coming, and it had a smile. The Human Problem Galactic Council Report, Classified Entry, number 2821. Subject, Homo sapiens, humans. Status, under observation, threat level, unclear. But rising. Inside a cold metal chamber on planet Varnak 5, General Threx watched the Earth Scout recording again. The human woman, jogging in sub-zero temperatures, smiled at the camera. It haunted him. She smiled, like she enjoyed the freezing cold. "This isn't normal," Threx muttered. "Nothing about these creatures is." Beside him, a jelly-like alien intelligence named Ploon pulsed nervously. "Sir, we've received new reports from Sector Theta 9. The Battle of Cryon." Threx turned. "That's the invasion zone. I thought the Cryon Dominion wiped out the local species." Ploon blinked. "They thought so. Then, the humans happened. Flashback transmission, Sector Theta 9, the Cryon War Files. The Cryon Dominion, known for burning entire star systems, landed on Earth to conquer and claim. They brought tanks, plasma cannons, airships, 10,000 soldiers. They were confident, too confident, until they ran into a human named Mike. Mike was not a soldier. He was a mechanic, with a wrench, a backpack of snacks, and duct tape. "This one human disabled 4 tanks using nothing but soda and chewing gum," said the Cryon general in the distress call. "Then he offered us sandwiches. What kind of war is this?" By the time reinforcements arrived, Mike had convinced half the enemy troops to quit and join a barbecue. Back to present, council war room. "So they fight with food and conversation now?" growled Threx. Ploon trembled. "Not just that, sir. They fight differently. They adapt faster than any species. One group we studied uses sarcasm as a weapon." Threx frowned. "What is sarcasm?" Ploon showed a video. A human was surrounded by alien drones. Instead of panic, the human said, "Oh sure, this totally looks safe. I definitely won't get zapped in the next 5 seconds." Seconds later, the drones malfunctioned, overloaded by confusion. Ploon added, "It seems their strange behavior disrupts AI logic." Cut to a secret alien laboratory, deep orbit above Earth. Inside a glass containment unit, a single human sat, calm, drinking coffee. Around him, a dozen alien scientists argued. "He hasn't slept in 36 hours. Is he sick? He says this is normal. What is normal on this cursed planet?" The human, wearing a hoodie that said "Monday is a lie," smiled. "Y'all got any pizza?" The head scientist sighed. "He thinks this is a vacation." Others nodded solemnly. They had tried everything. Simulations of fire, floods, alien monsters, and even karaoke. The human enjoyed it all. Meanwhile, back in the Galactic Senate, the leaders were tense. "We must understand them," one said, "or we risk extinction." "But how?" asked another. "You can't reason with beings who eat lava rocks for snacks and call it spicy. We need someone brave, someone expendable." All eyes turned to Ambassador Krill. He blinked. "Me? No. I'm allergic to everything, even courage." But it was too late. Mission log. Ambassador Krill, Day 1 on Earth. He arrived during a human event called a music festival. Bright lights, loud sounds, crowds of dancing humans. Chaos. Krill was horrified. He activated his translator. "Greetings, beings of Earth. I bring peaceful..." "Ah!" A crowd lifted him in the air. Crowd surfing. "Woo!" someone shouted. Krill floated over hundreds of screaming humans. One gave him sunglasses. Another handed him a hot dog. Personal log. They have no leaders. They have only rhythm. I fear I may be becoming one of them. A new theory emerges back. At Council HQ, scientists debated. Maybe Earth didn't create strong life by accident. Maybe it requires strength to survive. Yes. Maybe humans are what you get when the planet is always trying to kill you. A new term was introduced. Adaptive apex sapiens. Meaning, a species that survives anything by becoming everything. Cut. To a shady galactic bar in a dark corner, bounty hunters spoke in hushed tones. "You hear about humans?" "Yeah, tough little freaks. One of them headbutted a Zornbeast last week." "What happened?" Zornbeast apologized. They laughed nervously. Final scene. Earth. Late night, a stormy coast. The camera zooms in on a human child, about 10 years old, standing at the edge of a cliff. Wind howling. Lightning flashing. Behind her, her dad calls out, "Hey, come inside. The weather's gone crazy." The girl laughs. "That's the fun part." She jumps into the storm. A glide suit opens. She soars through the wind like it's a game. Far above, a hidden alien ship watches. Inside, the crew is silent. "That was a child," whispers one. "What happens when they grow up?" Contact Protocol Alpha Awin 13 twice Galactic Record. Top secret file name, Alpha 13. First diplomatic contact with humans. Status, deep red security clearance required. Level, we regret everything. In a quiet chamber lit by floating lights and humming. Machines, the Galactic Council prepared its most dangerous mission yet. Direct contact. The name of the operation, Protocol Alpha 13. Translation. Send one diplomat. Hope they survive. Ambassador Krill, now wearing a very small hat with the words, "World's Okayest Negotiator," stood silently as a dozen alien officials stared at him. "I'm not sure I'm the best candidate," he said nervously, adjusting his translator implant. "Last time I visited Earth, they made me do something called karaoke. I still have nightmares about Bohemian Rhapsody." The council leader spoke. "You have experience and vocal cords. That's enough." Krill sighed. "Very well, I'll go. But if they hand me anything called hot sauce, I surrender immediately." Scene shift. Earth. Suburban neighborhood, USA. Krill's ship landed quietly behind a grocery store. He wore a human-style business suit, though the tie was wrapped around his head like a headband. He had watched one too many Earth action movies during the briefing. The humans had been notified of his arrival through an anonymous email titled, "Free BBQ, come hungry." It worked. Dozens of humans had gathered in a backyard filled with the smell of grilled meat, loud laughter, and music with questionable bass levels. Krill's translator buzzed. "Danger level, inconclusive, temperature, medium, species, overly social." He took a deep breath and walked into the backyard. A man wearing shorts and flip-flops greeted him. "Yo, you must be the alien guy. I'm Dave. Grab a plate." Krill blinked. "Is this a ritual?" Dave laughed. "You bet. This is called a barbecue. It's how we deal with heat, smoke, and meat. It's also how we test who's a coward." Krill checked his universal handbook. Barbecue, possible ceremonial event. Status, high risk for heartburn. The BBQ begins. Krill picked up a plate and cautiously approached the grill. "Would you like mild, spicy, or destroy your insides?" the grill master asked, grinning with sauce on his face. "Mild," Krill said quickly. 10 minutes later, he was red in the face, gasping for air, antenna twitching. A kid handed him milk. "That's rookie stuff. You should try the Reaper sauce next time." Krill mumbled, "I think I saw my ancestors." Still, he continued, the mission mattered. Gathering data, over the next hour, Krill observed humans. They laughed loudly. They teased each other in friendly tones. They talked about space like it was a weekend getaway. "If I had a ship," said one human, "I'd go straight to Saturn and throw a house party on the rings." Another chimed in. "You think aliens have better pizza than us?" Krill was confused and amazed. These creatures lived on a hostile planet but still made time to debate toppings on bread, with passion. Unpredictable behavior. Suddenly, thunder rumbled. A storm was rolling in. Krill panicked. "We must take shelter. The sky is angry." But instead of running, the humans laughed. "Cool. Storm's coming," someone shouted. "Time to dance." People began moving furniture, covering food, and then playing louder music. Krill watched in horror as two humans did something called the electric slide under lightning. His translator translated their behavior. Mood, excited. Threat awareness, none. Regret, probability, low. Krill whispered into his communicator. "They do not fear the storm. They dance with it." Unexpected conversation. A woman approached Krill. She was older, wore glasses, and carried a tray of brownies. "You're the alien, right?" she asked kindly. "Yes," Krill said. "I am here to observe your species for peaceful cooperation." She smiled. "You're doing fine. Just relax. Earth's weird, but we like it." "Why do you live here?" he asked. "It's dangerous. Your oceans swallow cities, your forests burn, even your sky throws fire sometimes." She looked out at the dark clouds. "We live here because it makes us stronger. Earth teaches you how to keep going even when everything falls apart." She paused, then offered him a brownie. "Also, we make good desserts." Emergency transmission. Galactic Council Krill's report arrived in a sealed pod. The message was short but urgent. "They live in chaos, but they call it home. They laugh at danger. They feed you during storms. They do not conquer worlds. They make worlds want to be like them. We feared monsters, but found survivors. Diplomacy advised. Caution still recommended. Also, request antacid." A mysterious human journal entry cut to a dark room lit only by a desk lamp. A human writes in a leather journal. The page reads, "Aliens have made contact. They think we're unpredictable, dangerous, even insane. Maybe they're right, but they don't know the real reason Earth is a death world. It's not the storms, not the volcanoes, not the predators. It's because Earth makes humans ready for anything. And soon, we won't be the ones waiting." The human closes the journal. Behind them, a hidden map of alien worlds. Dotted. Marked. Planet of Madness. Galactic Science Bulletin. Internal note subject. Earth summary. We no longer ask how humans survive. Now we ask why they enjoy it. The shuttle trembled violently as it pierced through the thick layers of Earth's atmosphere. Inside, Ambassador Krill held onto a support rail, eyes wide. He had returned, not because he wanted to, but because the Council demanded a full environmental assessment, which was code for, "Please explain why this planet hasn't exploded yet, or why the humans haven't." Earth, region, North America, Pacific Northwest. The shuttle landed beside a serene forest. Birds chirped. The wind rustled the trees. It looked peaceful. Too peaceful. "Do not trust it," Krill whispered to himself. His guide, a cheerful human biologist named Sarah, waved at him. "You made it back. Ready to see the madness?" Krill shivered. "Define madness," she smirked. "You'll know when it hits you." "Stop there, number one. The forest that bites back." They entered the forest. Sarah pointed to a mushroom. "Don't touch that. It'll melt your liver." Krill nodded. "So it's poisonous?" "Nah," she said. "Poisonous is cute. That thing is aggressively fatal." Minutes later, a raccoon leapt from a tree, hissed at them, and ran away holding what looked like a half-eaten phone. "What was that?" Krill gasped. "Just Steve," Sarah said. "Local legend. Eats garbage and dreams." They moved on. Krill scanned the environment. Nearly every plant had thorns, toxins, or a warning label from nature itself. He recorded a note. Earth flora defensive, possibly vengeful, recommended viewing distance from space. Stop number 2, the volcano vacation zone. They flew to a new location, a sunny island, with a volcano. Krill adjusted his translator. "Is this safe?" Sarah shrugged. "Well, it's not erupting right now. Locals sell roasted marshmallows on the lava edge." Krill's translator glitched. "Repeat. They cook dessert, using the Earth's fury?" As if on cue, a small quake rumbled beneath them. Sarah stood calmly. Krill screamed and leapt behind a rock. Sarah laughed. "That's just Earth burping. She does that." Krill's skin turned a paler shade of teal. Personal log. The humans do not escape danger. They picnic beside it. Stop them, Earth 3, urban madness. Human cities. They entered a bustling city. Cars zoomed by. Horns blared. People jaywalked like they had cheat codes for gravity. Krill followed Sarah into a strange human structure called IKEA. "Is this a survival test?" he asked. "No, it's furniture shopping," she said. He looked around, a maze of rooms, unpronounceable item names, and aggressive lighting. After 10 minutes, he whispered, "I'm not sure which way is out anymore." Sarah handed him a cinnamon roll. "That's part of the experience." Krill stared at the baked good, confused. A bribe from the building to remain trapped? Stop number 4. The tornado town. They flew south. The skies darkened. Clouds churned like a blender on rage mode. "This is Tornado Alley," Sarah said. A siren wailed in the distance. "Oh no, it's happening," she said with excitement. Krill readied the emergency shield. But then, "Oh yes!" yelled a teen in the street. He leapt into the wind wearing a wingsuit. He soared 5 feet before rolling into a ditch. Krill stared. Did that child just fly into the storm for fun? Sarah nodded. "That's Josh. He's trying to go viral." Krill fainted. Recovery. Campfire revelation. Later that night they sat beside a fire. Krill sipped tea shakily. "How do you survive this place?" he asked. "How are you not extinct?" Sarah stared into the flames. "It's not about survival, Krill, it's about adaptation." She tossed a stick into the fire. "Every time Earth throws something at us, we get better. Not because it's easy, but because we have no other choice." Krill looked at the stars, his voice soft. "And you? Like this?" Sarah smiled. "No, but we respect it. Earth made us tougher, faster, smarter, a little insane maybe, but alive." Council report. Days later, Krill returned. He stood before the Galactic Council, eyes tired, voice slow. "This planet is not a death world because it kills. It is a death world because it dares." He paused. "It throws fire and water at the same time. Its sky screams, its animals fight without reason, and its people smile through it all," the council members murmured. "So, are they dangerous?" one asked. Krill nodded. "Yes, but not because they want war. They are dangerous because nothing can break them. Not storms, not fear, not chaos." Another voice asked, "Do you fear them?" Krill thought for a moment. "No. I respect them, and I suggest we all do the same, before they start exploring us." A hidden broadcast on Earth. Inside a dark garage, a group of humans gathered around a homemade device. They had received a signal. From space, a secret channel, an alien voice, distorted but clear. They watched our world, but they don't understand it yet. They fear Earth, but they should really fear on what Earth created. The humans smiled. One of them leaned forward. "Let's give them something new to study." She pressed a button. A beam of light shot into the sky. The fear begins. Galactic military briefing. Emergency bulletin subject. Humanity status. Low threat reclassified to existential puzzle with muscles and memes. Note, do not, under any circumstance, land in Texas. Across the galaxy, fear had a new shape. It wasn't sharp teeth. It wasn't acidic blood. It was a smiling human, flipping burgers during a thunderstorm, talking about arm day at the gym. Alien commanders, warlords, and shadow syndicates all watched Earth with growing unease. "They're unpredictable," said High General Drac of the Slurn Empire. "They have no formal global leadership, and yet they're everywhere, expanding, tweeting, lifting weights for fun. Why?" A younger officer raised a tentacle. "Permission to speak freely, sir?" "Granted. I think they enjoy chaos." Everyone went silent. Scene. The first mistake. The invasion of New Texas. It was bound to happen. A proud alien war. Clan called the Jarn Collective finally snapped. "These soft creatures mock us," roared War Queen Thala. "They dance in storms and play with fire. We shall conquer their capital city." "Where is their capital?" someone asked. Thala slammed a paw onto a glowing Earth map. "Here, They call it New Texas. Spoiler. It was not Earth's capital. It wasn't even the original Texas. It was just a town. A very, very Texan town. Drop point. Aero 2:43 a.m. Earth time 30. Jarn warriors landed with hover cannons, powered armor, and the confidence of a species that had never met a Texan grandma. They expected screams, panic. Instead, they heard, "Y'all better not step on my roses." It was Mrs. Wanda Jean McCracken, 82 years old, wearing slippers, a nightgown, and holding a double-barrel shotgun named Justice. "You boys lost or just stupid?" she asked. The aliens scanned her. Threat level, low energy. Reading, 0%. Weapon tech. The scanner then exploded. One warrior stepped forward. "Surrender, primitive." Wanda casually aimed. "Sugar, you ain't the first idiot to knock on my lawn. Let's dance." 10 minutes later, the Jarn warship was on fire. 2 warriors were trapped in a chicken coop. One was crying. One had joined a square dance. A recording showed a local high school football coach body slamming a battle droid and shouting, "For the home team." Scene, galactic response. What just happened? Back in orbit, General Threx watched the invasion footage on loop. "Rewind that," he muttered. An alien was seen being tackled by 3 teenagers with lacrosse sticks. Again, one human threw a cheeseburger into a plasma rifle, jamming it. The alien started sobbing. "This doesn't make sense," Threx shouted. "They're not trained. They're not organized." The science officer answered slowly. "No. They're just humans." Scene. Elsewhere on Earth. A peaceful attempt gone. Wrong. On another continent, a group of well-meaning diplomats from the Frelks Confederacy tried a different approach. They arrived in a quiet coastal town in Japan, hoping for calm and mutual understanding. They brought gifts, symbols of peace, fruit baskets. The humans responded with homemade bento boxes, matching kimonos, an impromptu tea ceremony, and a karate demonstration. The Frelks politely clapped until the human sensei chopped a cinder block in half, using only his pinky. Diplomatic. Notes. "We came to show our strength. They offered us lunch, then taught us humility." Alien psychological warfare attempt. The meme incident. Desperate, the Glarn Syndicate tried a new method. Psychological overload. They hacked into Earth's communication grid and flooded it with visual mind traps. Confusing alien art. Endless. Spiral patterns, hypnotic loops. Their plan backfired. Within 2 hours, Earth had turned the attack into a meme trend. Alien art challenge went viral. A teenage girl posted a video saying, "This brainwave pattern is fire. I made it my lock screen." The aliens accidentally increased Earth's serotonin levels. Scene, Krill's return. The fear spreads ambassador. Krill stood in the council once again. This time, there was no sarcasm in his voice. "They have no weapons that threaten star systems, but they don't need them." He showed a clip, a human skydiving from space, laughing the whole way down. Another. A group of toddlers calmly playing in a daycare while a fire alarm blared. The teacher poured juice like it was Tuesday. "They are not fearless," Krill said. "They have simply accepted fear as part of life." He turned. "What do you do with a species that laughs in the face of extinction?" Unknown ship, watching Earth. From orbit, a new group entered the story. A rogue alien species, highly advanced, unknown to even the Council, observing Earth quietly for years. Their commander leaned forward. "They've survived everything: war, plague, flood, climate collapse." He looked at a soldier. "What's the one thing they haven't done?" The soldier replied, "Leave." The commander nodded. "Exactly. They've only been home. We've seen them defend, but what happens when they go offense?" They stared at a signal, coming from Earth. Faint, but repeating. It was a human voice. "This is Earth Channel 1, 2, anyone out there? We're coming. Pack snacks." The map expands in a garage in Brazil. A team of DIY engineers had built something insane, a homemade spacecraft powered by parts from cars, fridges, and a blender named Steve. A girl with braids looked up at the stars. If they're scared of us down here, wait till they meet us up there. The rocket began to rumble. Humanity wasn't waiting anymore. The Human Factor File, Galactic Behavioral Analysis Log, 90731. Subject, Homo sapiens. Summary: they feel too much. They fail too often. They should have died, but they didn't. Why? Location: the Archive Moon, Zen Cluster. The moon wasn't on any tourist map, no postcards, no "I visited the Galactic Library" mugs, because this moon was classified. Beneath its dusty surface sat the behavioral core, the largest collection of species profiles in the known universe. Over 10,000 sapient species cataloged. Patterns, trends, predictions, all made sense, except for one. Dr. Herlax, a gelatinous intellect made entirely of bioluminescent memory tissue, floated nervously in the dim chamber. He stared at the glowing file in front of him. Subject: Human's prediction score, error, cultural stability, chaotic survivability. Index, illogical. He tried again. Run predictive model, human reaction to planetary extinction level event. The system buzzed, then returned. Result: likely to survive, possibly via humor and duct tape. Location: Deep Earth Research Station, orbiting Jupiter. Krill stood beside a panel of alien scientists from across the galaxy. They had gathered for one purpose: to understand how humanity kept breaking their models. "They don't make sense," muttered Professor Zell, a six-eyed neurobiologist. "No hive mind, no perfect logic, no telepathy. And yet..." She gestured to a massive display filled with Earth footage. A firefighter running into a collapsing building to save a dog. A child playing the violin next to ruins after an earthquake. A soldier laughing with his enemy over coffee after peace talks. They feel everything. They break. They cry. Then they try again. It's like emotional gravity keeps pulling them forward. Krill stepped forward, watching footage of a human being rejected from 147 jobs, only to start their own company and succeed. "What, if that's their power?" he said quietly. "They don't give up." The emotional experiment, to test their theory, a volunteer human named Jamie was brought into a controlled alien environment designed to cause despair. They took away comforts, simulated loneliness, created failure after failure. The alien observers watched carefully. Day 1, Jamie cried. Day 3, Jamie screamed. Day 5, Jamie sang, loudly, off-key. Day 6, Jamie started rearranging the furniture. Day 7, Jamie carved the words, "This too shall pass," into the wall. By day 10, Jamie had made friends with the surveillance camera. She named it Kevin. The aliens panicked. "Why is she not breaking?" Krill answered, "Because humans expect pain. They don't need things to go right. They just need a reason to keep moving." Cutaway. A. Human Soldiers Log, Battlefield Recording. "We don't fight because we hate them. We fight because we love us. And if that means running into hell with sneakers and sarcasm, then so be it." The Meme Intelligence Test in a last-ditch attempt to understand Earth's chaotic brainwaves, the Galactic Council decoded a digital file labeled memes.zip. They opened it. What followed was 900 petabytes of pure insanity. A frog sipping tea, an angry cat at dinner, a human yelling, "It's fine," while surrounded by fire. Half the analysts had emotional breakdowns. One declared Earth a comedy cult. Another laughed so hard it short-circuited. But then, a breakthrough. A Cernali data linguist said, "These aren't just jokes. They're coping mechanisms. Short bursts of shared understanding in a collapsing world." Krill blinked. "They made a language out of absurdity?" No, she corrected, they made hope. Flashback montage. Across Earth history. The archives pulled up examples. Ancient civilizations building cities after floods. Parents reading bedtime stories during wars. Scientists launching probes into the dark, hoping someone out there was listening. Every time humanity was knocked down, something strange happened. They stood up, taller, stronger, funnier. The Council's decision back on the central station, the Galactic Council gathered. No arguments this time. Krill stepped forward. We called them dangerous because we saw fire in their eyes. But we never looked at the fire in their hearts. He paused, then pointed to the stars beyond. The humans are not here to conquer. They are here to connect. But mark my words, if you force them into battle, you will not face an army. You will face a species that refuses to lose. Earth launches. Its first galactic embassy. Ship, a massive vessel, cobbled together with Earth's signature chaos and half NASA, half DIY garage full of personality, launched from Earth orbit. The name painted on the side? SS First Contact, snacks on board. Inside were scientists, diplomats, artists, a punk band, and someone named Larry, who wasn't officially on the crew, but nobody had the heart to kick him off. They didn't bring weapons. They brought books, instruments, sports equipment, board games, a flamethrower, just in case, and infinite questions. A hidden conversation. In a dark corner of a distant galaxy, two ancient beings spoke. One, cloaked in time. The other, made of shadow and thought. They're waking up, said the first. Humanity? The second asked. The first nodded. They were the chaos seed, the wild card, the experiment we thought would collapse. And now? The being turned toward the stars. Now, they are the story. Home sweet Deathworld, Galactic Council, urgent broadcast species, human status, no longer a local anomaly, designation, cosmic wildcard. Quote, they were born in fire, tempered by chaos, and they're building starships out of spare parts and belief. The silence before arrival. A galactic listening station on the outer edge of the Tricari belt, a station built to scan deep space signals, suddenly shook. Not physically, not gravitationally. It was a different kind of tremor, the kind that crawled up your spine and whispered, something is coming. A single message pulsed through the cosmic dark, reaching every open channel. 2. The stars above, we are coming in peace, but not unprepared. Earth, human diplomacy ship, the SS Voyager. Spirit across thousands of worlds. The same reaction rippled through leaders, soldiers, scientists, and smugglers alike. The humans have launched. The human ship. Inside SS Voyager Spirit. The ship was beautiful in the way only Earth could pull off. A Frankenstein's monster of tech. Part polished chrome, part patchwork grit. NASA modules fused with old Soviet steel. A Japanese garden grew in the corner of the observation deck. The lounge had a dartboard and a sign that said, no politics, only karaoke. Captain Raya Malik stood on the bridge, her uniform wrinkled, her coffee dangerously strong. How's our diplomatic playlist, she asked. The AI responded. Current rotation, Beethoven, Beyoncé, and 3 different national anthems. Perfect. Behind her, a mural on the wall read, we came from fire and water. We grew in madness. Now we bring the storm. Kindly. Council debate. Fear meets. Wonder the council was in full-blown existential crisis. Some races screamed for containment. Some begged for friendship. Others just sat silently, thinking. We feared monsters, said one elder. We feared empires. We prepared for war. But this, he gestured to a live feed of humans laughing aboard their ship while playing a card game called Exploding Kittens. This is worse. They're likable. Ambassador Krill entered the chamber. He was no longer afraid. You all wanted To know the real threat humans pose? He activated the central display. A video played. A child pulling a sibling from rubble. A firefighter hugging a stranger. A gamer giving his winnings to feed refugees. A soldier crying over a puppy, adopted mid-war. This is their weapon, Krill said. Hope. Stupid, stubborn, unreasonable hope. Seen. A test. The broken planet, in an effort to prove humanity's strength, the Council devised a trial. A ruined, unstable planet deep in the Aphex cluster. Terraforming failed. No race survived there longer than a week. Send them there, said the Council. If they survive, we'll talk. Planet entry, codename Hell's Garden. The humans landed with only minimal gear, storms, acid rain, quakes, toxic air. The planet was an angry poem. By day 3, they had built a base. By day 5, solar panels were online. By day 7, they were playing volleyball outside during a windstorm. By day 10th, the aliens monitoring the feed were emotionally exhausted. One alien whispered, "They're not just surviving, they're decorating." Humanity speaks. Galactic transmission. From the base on the deadly planet, Captain Raya made a live broadcast. To all civilizations watching, we are not here to conquer, we are not here to dominate. We are here because we earned the stars. She paused, then added, "We were forged on a world that tried to kill us daily. Earth was our training ground. Now, we are ready to grow and share." Her hand touched her heart. But know this. If you threaten what we love, our people, our planet, our peace, and you will not face soldiers, you will face parents, you will face artists, you will face us. The galactic shift, the transmission changed everything. Humans were no longer seen as chaos. They were seen as balance, because they understood pain and joy and the unexplainable. Human instinct to protect what matters, and even if it costs everything. Seen. Earth. One final message. Back home, billions watched the stars as Earth's first contact unfolded. Elderly veterans cried. Children cheered. Scientists held their breath. A message from Earth was sent across the galaxy. We come from a death world, and we made it home. If you want to understand us, visit. Walk our lands, eat our food, climb our mountains, dodge our tornadoes. Then you'll see. The world may have tried to kill us, but we made it ours. A monument in the stars years later, on a peaceful neutral planet, a monument stands, a sculpture of a tree, half-twisted metal, half-blooming life. At the base, a plaque. To the children of Earth, born of storm, raised by madness, loved by chaos, builders of peace, and beneath that, they called it a death world, but humans called it home.